Kamala Harris was going to be um, another a thing again, but here we are. We're not going to do a Kamala Harris analysis. No, I did many of them in the past. I am still recovering from those analyses. I got a good therapist that is helping me overcome, the nightmares and the loss of brain cells. But here we are. We're thriving. And new 60 Minutes edited out of one of Kamala Harris. 60 Minutes, you know that they were sued for kind of obstruction and colluding with the elections, trying to, fix the answers of Kamala's to that 60 Minutes interview. And in doing that, it was the worst thing that they could do. Why? Because they portrayed a fake version of Kamala. They essentially distorted what we saw in the interview in the benefit of a candidate. So they essentially destroyed their credibility, and that is nice. Again, the more they talk, the more they do these things, the more the mainstream media messes up, the better is for us, common sense crusaders. Oh, that sounds great. Common sense crusaders. I need to write that down. Common sense crusaders. That would sound great in a t-shirt. Common sense crusaders. We common sense crusaders, we gain from their messing up. 60 Minutes edited out one of Kamala Harris' rambles on the Russia-Ukraine war, clipped in a strong statement instead of about Putin sitting in Kyiv right now. Edited version. So this is thanks to Colin Rogg. You can follow Colin on X. I'm gonna be watching this clip. Thanks to Colin Rogg. Here we are. Here we go.
Would you meet with President Vladimir Putin to negotiate a solution to the war in Ukraine?
Not bilaterally without Ukraine. No. Ukraine must have a say in the future of Ukraine.
As president, would you support the effort to...
But by the way, I need to show this, interrupt this a few times, because if I played it too much, I will get it's like the doll from Squid Game. There's gonna be issues with copyright. But I tried to watch the full unedited hour, and it just I just could stand like 10 minutes. Like I couldn't go any further than this.
Expand NATO to include Ukraine.
Those are all issues that we will deal with if and when it arrives at that point. Right now, we are supporting Ukraine's ability to defend itself against Russia's unprovoked aggression.
Can you imagine the guy who had to edit this? Like the hours. That's why they say that it took some time from the recording of the interview to the actual release of the interview. This must have been scrambling to make something out of nothing.
Donald Trump, if he were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. He talks about, he can end it on day one. You know what that is? It's about surrender.
So there comes the unedited word salad. I have enhanced the volume of the sound because this of course was not adjusted for the source.
Would you meet with President Vladimir Putin to negotiate a solution to the war in Ukraine?
Not bilaterally without Ukraine. No. Ukraine must have a say in the future of Ukraine.
Yeah, this is a classic Kamalism. Ukraine has to have a say in the future of Ukraine. Yeah. Dancers dance, writers write, YouTubers YouTube, as in the verb to YouTube.
How about, as president, would you support the effort to expand NATO to include Ukraine?
Those are all issues that we will deal with if and when it arrives at that point. Right now, we are supporting Ukraine's ability to defend itself against Russia's unprovoked aggression and doing what we can to continue to build and strengthen the alliance around the support for Ukraine's right to be an independent nation, free from having its
Notice that she is trying to think on the fly. It's not working well for her because she's making these stops after every word, scrambling to know, okay, I forgot I forgot the things that my aides told me how to speak, how to say this stuff. I forgot all of this.
borders forcefully taken by Russia. And we are going to continue to work closely with our NATO allies to continue to reinforce America's alliance in the context of NATO. Again, in this election, there's a real difference between me and the former president.
Again, you know that she had to mention Trump.
I believe in reinforcing the strength of NATO, understanding, again, it is the greatest military alliance the world has ever known. Donald Trump would pull us out of NATO. Donald Trump, if he were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. Let's be clear about that. He talks about, oh, he can end it on day one. You know what that is? It's about surrender. Achieving peace and an end to this war is not synonymous with surrender. Those two things are not the same.
No, that is a bit obvious, but well, there's this other clip. Propaganda. This is from Amuse. Thanks, Amuse. 60 Minutes allows Kamala Harris to lie while the cameras are rolling. When they're off, they confront her, asking her for the truth. Let's see this part.
Madam Vice President, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Good to be with you.
Well, can we just get just a little bit of a question, please, so I can get it over the shoulder shot?
Yeah.
1 second. Just a second.
You're gonna try to what? Repeat this? What kind of cameraman needs another shot of an interview?
Okay, thank you.
You need me talking?
Yes, sir.
Well, we were talking about how you're going to pay for it, and I mean, I truly do mean it. Your plans are logical, make logical sense.
No, they don't, because when he asked the question how she was going to pay for it, she didn't say how she was going to pay for all this. She began to say that all these Nobel laureates say that my policies are better than Trump's, but she never said how she was going to pay for it. So he's trying to scramble some kind of common sense into this, and he can't.
The way Washington works is not logical. So how are you going to convince a divided Congress that what you say, your plans, are something that they should all agree to and provide to the American people when they've shown no inclination to do that up to this point?
I mean, he was the guy. The guy at this point was speaking like Tim Walz's wife. She speaks like she's speaking to a kindergartner. It's like he's making an effort. Okay, Mr. Vice President, I understand that you have some limitations. I realize that you have some limitations. Let me try to put this easier for you.
Is that what you needed?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you needed?
Silence, please, for room time.
You have the silence. 30 minutes of silence. That is easy for Kamala. Shouldn't the F up for 30 seconds. And then there we go.
Cameras are off.
How will you?
It's going to be taxes. It's going to be literally, if the economists, I mean, they're from each the spectrum.
But I hear what you're saying about the economists. This is true.
Yeah.
But Congress is not the economy.
He tried to insist that she doesn't have. It's gonna be taxes. It's gonna be taxes. It's worse. Imagine the bullet that the United States dodged. Imagine the bullet that the United States dodged. People have no idea. People have no clue. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. And your comments. And also download the 100 body language tips in the description of this video. Download my tips and you will be subscribed to my awesome emails as well. I have yet to